Okay, we're gonna work through a short little routine for anyone who is newly postpartum, post-surgical, like post-hysterectomy, C-section, anyone who is having a little bit of leakage when you cough or run. This is a great way to get in tune with pelvic floor and just kind of find that system as a nice starting point. Try working this into your daily routine or maybe every other day, and try it for a week or two and see if you see some improvement in some of those symptoms like leaking, heaviness, just feeling weak. This would be a safe routine to do if you have a diastasis recti. All of these conditions, you should certainly see a provider who can help you really individualize your program, but this is a great starting point, so good place to start. So we're gonna start with working on coordinating our diaphragm and our pelvic floor, and that's kind of the first place to start. So we're gonna lay down on our backs, and we're just gonna stretch out straight. Get nice and comfy wherever you are. If you wanna put something under your knees, you can. I'm just gonna stretch out nice and straight. And we're just gonna start with diaphragmatic breathing. So when we breathe, our diaphragm contracts down to pull air into the lungs, and the pelvic floor gets a nice cue to relax. And this is a really important connection between the two muscle systems to control for pressure in the abdomen. So put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, and we're just gonna inhale and let that belly rise. And as you exhale, we're gonna let it fall. Inhale, expand that belly. Exhale, let it fall. As we're inhaling and that belly's rising, pelvic floor is lengthening and relaxing. You might feel a little heaviness into the pelvis. As you exhale, both muscles can come back up together and the abdomen falls. And exhale. Let's do 4 more. Ten is kind of my magic number. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Okay, now from there we're going to bend our knees up, feet flat. We're going to continue with the breath. So we're going to continue with the inhale, belly gets big, pelvic floor is lengthening. And as we exhale, we're going to turn on our pelvic floor. We're going to do our Kegel exercise. A good cue for that is to imagine that you're picking up a blueberry with your vagina or drawing your tailbone towards your pubic bone. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to inhale. Belly gets big, pelvic floor is lengthening, and as we exhale, we're going to pick up that blueberry. You should also feel your abdominal wall draw in, like there's a wire between your pelvic bones, drawing it together. So this all knits together and gets nice and flat. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. Pick up your blueberry, feel that wire between your pelvis. Abdominal wall knits together. We don't want to see any bulging like this as we do it. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. That's 3. We're going to do 7 more. Don't rush these. Let your breath be the guiding point. But it should be nice and slow and controlled. 4 more. Don't worry if you can't tell if you're doing it correctly. Just use those visuals. Visualize picking up that blueberry. Visualize that tailbone tucking towards your pubic bone. Feel your abdominal wall tightening in. And trust that your body knows what it's doing. Things are really weak after baby or after surgery. Last one. Perfect. Okay, we're going to balance that strengthening with a little bit of lengthening. So we're going to come into happy baby. Grab your feet. We're just going to rock side to side. This should feel good. You can play with straightening legs a little bit, letting them come out, bringing them in. Just let those hips move a little bit. And then come to center and take some nice breaths here. Let's just do 2 more breaths here. Perfect. And then we'll come back down. We're going to flip over, come onto hands and knees. And we're just going to do a little cat-cow. So again, this is just getting a little bit of more mobility before we move into stability work. So we're just going to arch up to the ceiling, tuck that tailbone under, let your head relax. And then inhale, drop the belly, bring that head up. And exhale, reverse it. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Okay. And we're going to find neutral spine. So what that means is we want a little bit of a curve here. So I've got a little lordosis down below. I want a little arch between my shoulder blades, almost like if I was pushing the floor away from me. So I'm engaging those shoulders. My shoulders are working. I'm not sagging like this, and I'm not locking out my elbows. I'm really making my arms work too for that neutral spine. And then here, let's just work on that coordination with our breath again. So let your fairly neutral. I don't want you to hold it up, but we don't need to just let it sag down either. So kind of neutral spine. So my nose is pointing down to the floor again. And then I'm just going to inhale, big belly, and on exhale, find my pelvic floor and feel my abs kick in. Inhale, relax. And exhale, engage. So now here I can really feel as I exhale and engage, my abdominal wall is lifting up, right? This is a totally different position for pelvic floor too. As we inhale, belly's dropping to the floor, opening. I can imagine my tailbone moving away towards the ceiling. And as I exhale, engaging everything together. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. Good. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. Let's do 4 more. Nice. Good. Now on this last one, we're going to inhale, exhale, engage, hold that, and then let's just rock forward and backward. Keeping that, hold on to that pelvic floor, hold on to those abs, Still maintain being able to breathe as you hold, and then just rest. Okay, let's try that again. So we're gonna find pelvic floor, find your abs, rock forward, backward. Hold on to that pelvic floor and those abs. It's okay if you don't feel like you can, especially, again, newly postpartum, post-surgical, those muscles are pretty weak, and so sometimes your body just can't feel them when they're kicking on. But these are easy steps to kind of get you to get back in touch with that system. Okay, last thing, we're just gonna come back, bring our butt back to our feet. This one's gonna feel really good. We're gonna come into child's pose, let your head rest on the floor, relax your arms. And let's take 5 nice big belly breaths here. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna come up out of that. That is a great little 5-minute routine, maybe a little longer than 5 minutes, that you can do to start getting back in touch with pelvic floor, and diaphragm, and abdominal wall. Helpful with incontinence, helpful postpartum, a great place to start. All safe exercises that anyone can do just to kind of get back on track.